Guys, let's look at a few exam questions. Now again, remember, when you start off with the exam, you need to work very fast. You need hopefully a dark pencil. If your teacher doesn't allow dark pencils, a blue pen. Please don't use Tipex because you forget to go back and then fix your answers. So it's an open space, you lose a lot of marks like that. A few other tips: write neat, write legibly. Always show your workings. Remember, the teacher doesn't have your calculator to go and check. How did this one get this answer? So please write everything down that you're calculating next to the answer block. Remember, you will get an answer book with all the formats and the layouts and everything with the question paper. So you don't need to bring any extra stationery. Please don't do calculations on an extra piece of sheet. Do it on your answer book, somewhere close to where the teacher will mark that answer. We don't always have time to go back. And grade 10, remember, it's a 2-hour paper for 200 marks. You need to work fast. If you don't get into the habit of working fast in accounting, you will never finish a paper. Work very fast. Now let's go and look at a few exam questions, on especially the new ones that you do find difficult. So let's go look at the GJ firstly. So our very first thing that we're going to look at is a GJ, General Journal, and how do I answer questions about this? So let's go and see the General Journal firstly. A journal there for all the funny transactions, all those that don't fit anywhere. Again, we have the cash journals, the CRJ, CPJ, and PCJ. Those are used for cash transactions. You have your DJ and DAJ. That is used when we sell on credit and the debtor returns. Then we have the CJ and CAJ. That is when we buy on credit or when we return. Then we have the Salaries Journal and the Wage Journal, completely separate. And then the General Journal. And what do we issue? The journal voucher whenever we have to do a transaction. Now, things to remember. In your details column, I can never write three things. I can never write the word bank. I can never write the word debtors control. And I can never write the term creditors control. You can't write those three. Or actually petty cash as well if you want to include it. But seldomly asked, those three important, don't use it because I do find my learners like to use it. Don't know why? You should not. Remember, you need to use the debtor's name and the creditor's name in the details. And then you will go later on to the debtors control column and the credits control column. Remember, we have a debit and a credit for each of those. So let's go and look at a few examples and see if you can still do the General Journal. The very first one, these transactions are entered in the General Journal of T. Tiger. Now, firstly, it's August 2015. And now, on the 8th, goods sold to O. Oliphant for 440. In July, we incorrectly debited to the account of A. Oliphant. Now, we need to fix this error. Now, I'm going to quickly show you again. As you can see, we are busy with two different debtors. Now, how do I fix this error? I sold to Oliphant, but I said A. Oliphant owes me. So, O. Oliphant actually owes the money. Now, the debtors control, both are debtors, remember? So the debtors will go up and down. Remember, firstly, we need to fix this one. So we need to take it back, and then we need to take it back again. So therefore, double entry there. But now, why do I need to use this amount 4 times? Because we have two debtors. Now I'm going to say O. Oliphant there, and let's draw another one for A. Oliphant here at the top quickly. So A. Oliphant will be there. Now what happened? Goods sold to O. Oliphant was placed in A. Oliphant. So we said A. Oliphant owes me, which is wrong. What should happen? A. Oliphant should go down then on the credit side, and O. Oliphant will have to go up on the debit. So here is my entry, a debit for the credit. Now, what will I write first? Remember, in your General Journal, we have to write your debit first, which is then O. Oliphant, and then A. Oliphant will be credited with what amount? As you can see, debit and credit for 40, and remember, both are debtors, debit and credit. So there you have it, and you can see, just to reveal the other blocks, it will be blank ones, and then remember to write a narration. Correction of error, transferred the correct amount to O Olifant instead of A Olifant. O Olifant bought from you, not A Olifant. So that's the very first one. I'm going to give you the second one. The second one, what took place on the 12th, T Tiger took goods, remember he's the owner, marked at 330 for his own use. The firm sells goods at a markup of 10% on cost. I'm going to quickly give you 1 minute to complete this transaction in the GJ. Okay guys, remember, when the owner takes stock, he takes at the cost price, not the selling price. And that's why I gave you the 10%. So what should we do? We should say 330 over 1. And remember, we want a smaller amount. So we'll have to say 100 over 110. And then you will see the cost price equals then 300 Rand. Now what happens? The owner takes, so drawings goes up with 300. What happens to trading stock? The asset goes down on the credit side with 300, and there's your debit for the credit. So please do it like this, and let's go and look at your answers. As you can see, drawings will be debited with 300, and then your trading stock will be credited with 300. And then you can write a narration of the owner took stock at the original cost price, and there you have it. So hope you got it right. Let's go to the next one. Number 14, T Tiger took stationery for own use, and that stationery was bought at 100 Rand. Now guys, I'm going to give you another minute to complete this entry. Okay guys, let's look at your answer. Very easy. Stationery was now taken by the owner. So what happens? The owner business entity rules. Your drawings went up with 100. And what happened to your stationery? Remember, stationery and expense going up on the debit, going down on the credit. But now remember, owner's equity will be affected positively. Why? Because stationery is going down, because now he's taking it home for own use and it's not used for business purposes. So let's go look at your answers in the general journal. There it is. If you go and check, your drawings will go up, your stationery will go down, and there's your debit for the credit. Now guys, again, your narration, owner took goods, or the owner took stationery for own use. And as you can see, the debtors column is empty because neither are debtors, and the creditors columns are also empty because neither of these two accounts, your drawings and stationery, are referred to as a a debtor or a creditor. So please note that if you don't touch debtors or creditors, you can't go to the debtors column or the creditors column on the right hand side. Let's go look at another transaction that you can complete for me. Number 16, in Langa, a debtor was declared insolvent. Now, a check for the final dividend of 40 cents in the rand on a debt of 600 rand had been received from his attorneys and entered in the CRJ. Now, what you need to do? You need to write off the balance. So I hope you can remember that I gave you a nice schedule to draw and to calculate the missing amount. So go and complete it. I'm giving you a minute. Guys, let's look at it. So firstly, this debt is 600 Rand. Now, what should I do? I should go and draw a nice schedule. So remember, the 600 Rand equals the full debt. So this is equal to the debtor's control. Now, what should I do? I should go and draw what I've received. So I'm going to say bank and bad debts. And as you can see, the debtor's control will be a full 1 Rand, and the bank will be, then how much did we receive? We received a final dividend of 40 cents, so just a little bit less than half, so 0.40 Rand, and then your bad debts will be 60 cents, and there it is. Now what do? I say 600 times 0.4, and I say 600 times 0.6 to get the answer. But what am I looking for? I'm looking for the 60 cents that I'm writing off in every Rand. So the 600 times 0.6 to give me my answer. And let's go and look in the GJ. Here it is. I need to debit my bad debts. Why? It's a bad debt of 360. Your expenses are going up. But now remember, in Langa, she's the debtor and her account needs to go down on the credit side. But now remember, Langa is a debtor. So the debtor's summary, the total debtor's control, needs to go down as well on the credit side. And therefore, we need to place that entry on the credit side as shown there. And there you can see the rest will be empty blocks. Again, the debtor's control goes down in total. And in Langa, who is a debtor, goes down here. On the credit side, and then bad debts, the expense on the debit. Now, your narration, you can just say write off 60 cents in 600 Rand of the debt of Langa. That's your narration there. Let's go look at another one. The 20th, in Untitled charged T Tiger 35 Rand interest on his overdue account. Now remember, we are overdue, so we owe Untitled or something, and they're charging interest now. So I'm giving you a minute to complete this one in the general journal. Okay guys, so we owe Al Mtlapo some money, so he's charging interest. So do we owe him more or do we owe him less? So certainly we owe him more money. Now remember, we can't write the word creditors control. We need to write the word or the name of the creditor, Al Mtlapo, sorry, Al Mtlapo. So if you look at this account here for Mtlapo, remember in his personal account, we owe more on the credit side, so there it is. And then what happens to your creditors control? Overall also going up. We owe overall to the creditors more money. Why? Because we have interest expenses or interest on creditors. And remember, the interest expense will be on the debit side. Now let's go look in your GJ, how to record this one. So here it is. Let's go and see. So firstly, I say interest on accounts or interest expense, and the amount is 35. And you will see the rest are empty spaces. Who charged interest? Al Mtlapo. We credit Al Mtlapo because we owe him more. And then also, do you see the creditors column here at the back end? We owe 35 Rand more to all the creditors, and the other will be blank. Now, what do I write as a narration? I will say Al Mtlapo charged 35 Rand interest on the overdue account. And that's it. Now, guys, this is the general journal. Hope you can complete it in the exam. Go and practice it and know it very well. See you after the ad breaks. Guys, let's look at a new question now, and this is my favorite tier accounts that I'm going to ask you now. So I'm going to maybe give you a lot of journals, maybe not completed journals where you have to still complete them, and then you need to take these journals to the ledger, to the general ledger or to the debtors ledger or to even both, and that's how I asked it. I'm giving you all the journals, and you need to then take these amounts to the general ledger and to a debtor's account in the debtor's ledger. So very important to know, again, where tier accounts go up, where tier accounts go down, what's the reasons for them to increase, what's the reasons for them to decrease. Know all of these things, then your life will be easy in any exam. So let's look at this. I'm giving you post to the following general ledger accounts: to the debtors control account, to the creditors control account, to the trading stock account, to sales and cost of sales. So we'll look at those now. Then also number 2, you need to do the debtors account for B Matsimbi in the debtors ledger. So let's see if we can complete this in at least 15 minutes. That's more or less the time you'll be allowed to answer a question like this. So let's go and see. Information given. This was from Excellent Stores. So that's my shop that I'm busy with. And again, Excellent Stores uses a markup of 50%. So therefore, if you need to calculate the cost of sales, you need to go and calculate the sales amount, the debtors allowance amount. Those amounts can be calculated with this markup percentage. Now, another thing, I'm giving you balances. So I'm giving you opening balances or totals on the 1st of July. So that's the beginning of my month. So I always start at the beginning of a month, and then I'll do the journals for those months, and then I need to take the journals to the general ledger. So let's go and see. The debtors control will have a balance of 25. That will be on the debit side. I'm going to show you all the balances now in the tier accounts. Creditors control will be on the credit side. Remember, liability, trading stock of 80,000 will be on the debit side. There it is. You have sales of 150. Remember, it's sales and income. Income's always on the credit side. You have cost of sales of 100,000. That is an expense. All the expenses on the debit side. And then I'm giving you Matsimbi. We owe Matsimbi 12,000, and I'm going to show you now where to place that amount. And then the credit to Shawa Incorporated we have as 12,000, and that's the balances. Now, guys, if you know where accounts go up and down, this is given marks. So let's go and look in the tier accounts quickly. So I'm going to jump all my journals quickly and go straight to my tier accounts, which is here. Now remember, debtors plus minus, show it for yourself in the exam. And there you will see on July the 1st, we have a balance brought down of 25,000. That's your debtors control. Now, we have another one, the creditors control. Where's the plus? Where's the minus? It will be minus plus. Again, where, let's go and see. There it is, the balance brought down of 40. Let's go look at trading stock. A trading stock, again, an asset. It will be plus minus. Let's go and see. Where's the balance? I place the balance on the debit side, and that will be 80,000. Then your sales. There is your sales. You see what I'm doing, guys? Sales is a minus plus. And then I need to go and show it on the plus side. There is my total. And remember, all your nominals will be regarded as totals. Now your cost of sales, again, another total. I always say plus minus, but you need to know that the more pluses I have here, the worse for the owner. And there you can see a total on the debit side of 100,000. Now there's already at least 5 given marks. Now let's go look at Matsimbi's account. Here's Matsimbi. On July the 1st, we have a account rendered, brought down, and you will see the balance is given as 12,000. Now, guys, that's the balances. So given 6 marks, you need to be able to do this because you need to know, where do my account go up? Where does the account go down? All these accounts, remember, we have been practicing this for quite some time now. But now, where's my next step? Now I need to go look at my very first journal. So let's go look at your journal. And please keep in mind, we have 50% as the markup. So your very first journal given was your cash receipts journal. Now, how do you do it? Easy. Start from the left-hand side and move your way down to the right-hand side. And then if you have an analysis of receipts, top to bottom, you work your way down. And remember, we have the 5 accounts now. It's debtors, it's creditors, it's trading stock, it's sales, and it's cost of sales. So let me go through the first journal with you. The very first one, you have debtors your cash receipts journal, your CRJ here, and the first column given was bank. Now, guys, do we have the T account bank? Do we need to do the T account bank? The answer is no. So therefore, we can go to the next one. The next one will be your debtors control. Now, we need to complete the debtors control column, right, or count. So let's go look at the column quickly. So I have debtors control here, and I can see that in total, I've received money and I gave discounts of 8,800. Now here, guys, will the debtor owe you more or less? I hope you said less, because when the debtor pays and you give discount, they owe you less. And again, just check with the first one. Party paid 3,000. We gave a 300 Rand discount. And now, in your debtors control column, you can see that the account goes down with 3,300. So let's go take this amount to my debtors control. So again, go and search for your debtors control. It's on your answer book. Here it is. Now you need to know that it's going down. Why is it going down? Because we gave bank and we had discount allowed. CRJ, 8,800. And as easy as that. Now let's go look at my next column in my CRJ. Sorry guys, we need to flip a bit. So therefore I'm going to do sales and cost of sales together. So if you go and look at your sales and cost of sales, both nominals, again, sales going up, we've sold more, we received more money, sales going up, cost of sales therefore also going up, and hopefully you know what side each of these go up. Now, let's go look at the T accounts. So we're going back to my ledger on my answer book, go and look for the accounts. There is sales, sales going up again on the credit side. On the 31st, we have bank, we have CRJ, and 6,000. But now don't forget about your cost of sales. Your cost of sales going up as well on the debit side, 4,000 Rand. Now remember guys, what did we do? What did we do now? There's a small issue here. Let's fix it. As you can see, it was cost of sales can never be in cost of sales. Why? Because cost of sales go up and down. You're not saying a thing here. What should I write here? I should write the word trading stock. And therefore, where should I go now? Remember, your cost of sales always married to trading stock. Let's go to the trading stock one. And there's my T account. We should have less. Why should we have less? Because we had a cost of sale. Now, hopefully you remember this now. And there it is, 4,000. Good. 4,000 on the debit in cost of sales, 4,000 on the credit for trading stock. And you see now they're partners. So if I just have this T account, where can I go and look for my amount of 4,000. Where can I go and look for it? I can go to cost of sales. And therefore, if I go back to cost of sales, there it is. I fixed it, trading stock. That's what went down. Great. Let's go to my other journal, my CPJ now. So again, flicking through, let's go and see. There is my cash receipts. Now let's go to the cash payments. Now guys, I'm going to do all of them together just to save a bit of time. Let's go look at the very first column. We have bank here. And as you can see, my bank went down, but I don't have the bank account to do. So let's go to the next one. I need to do creditors control. And as you can see, creditors control has got a question mark. So how do I fix this? Let's go and look at it. Here, this amount paid to RTK retailers, we've paid them 30,000. But now, they gave us a discount of 3,000. So therefore, we have a decrease on our account of 33,000. And what do I do with this column? I need to add it here, and there you will get 33,000 Rand. Now, let's go and see if I draw a line here. If I equal now, remember, this 3,000 Rand here is not money. So if I say 33 minus 3, it gives me my 30, and then I've paid 5,500, or I did not pay, it was an RD check, so therefore I had to cancel the receipt in my bank column, and as you can see, 33 minus 3 plus 5.5 will equal my 35,500. Now guys, what do I do now? I now need to take my creditors control amount to my creditors control T account. So again, here's my heading. This is where I'm going. So let's go to creditors control. So here's your creditors control account, and hopefully you understand that when we pay a creditor and that creditor gives discounts, that the account will go down on the debit side. So let's go and see. On the debit side, we need to write bank and discount received, and I'm going to see CPJ, and the amount is 33,000. But now we are not done with the CPJ. I want to go back to the CPJ and explain again that last entry on the CPJ. So let's go look at the last entry in the CPJ. You can go and see there it's bank statement 23, that's when the transaction took place. It's Bimatsimbi, RD check, 5,500. Now guys, what does RD mean again? What does the RD check? It's return to drawer. So Bimatsimbi gave us money. So we received it. So we placed it in the CRJ. But now, this check bounced. It was a rubber check. It was a bad check. It wasn't valid. It wasn't worth anything. Or Matsimbi didn't have cash in his account to give us. So therefore, we need to cancel the receipt and we need to place it in the CPJ. But now, is Matsimbi now owing us again? Or isn't he? And the answer is yes, he is owing us again. We need to increase his account on the debit side. So let's go and look at it. So firstly, identify the T account. Here's my T account name, debtors control, and it's 5,500. And now we need to go to the debtors control T account. Here it is. And now remember, it is going up. And now, why is it going up? We have to say it's going up. Let me just quickly look for the correct one. There it is. The RD check, CPJ, 5,500. So I'm going to quickly clean that one out again. So guys, hopefully you understand the RD check, how to record it when it is a rubber check. So next journal, your debtors journal. Now I want to give you a minute to complete this in our ledgers. So what I would like you to do, draw the T accounts quickly and say what account will go up, what account will go down, and I'm giving you the journal. Let's look at it together. There's the two totals, and I'm giving you the column sales and cost of sales. So guys, I hope you can do it. 2 minutes starts now. Okay guys, I know you got it right, so let's go and look at it. So firstly, you have to go to your sales column and then your cost of sales column, but remember we have to have a debit for every credit. So firstly, ask yourself, how did I sell here? I sold to a debtor, so the debtor needs to go up and therefore also sales will go up. So let's go to your debtors control quickly, because that will be our first account here, and there you'll see we have sales and there's the amount. But now we also need to go to your sales T account, and your sales went up. Why did it go up? Because I sold more to the debtor, so it's debtors control, DJ, and there's the amount as well. Now remember, we had a cost of sale. So again, let's go and see, and let's see if we use the correct wording. As you can see again, we've used cost of sales, which is wrong. We need to use what? Who's married to cost of sales again? So let's fix this. It's your trading stock, as you can see. So your trading stock will be affected. How will trading stock be affected? I'm selling here. So do I have more stock or less stock? Definitely less stock. So where's my friend? Here in the trading stock account, I need to write cost of sales, DJ, and then the last amount, 7,000. You can just keep the month clear. Now, the DJ is now done. So guys, now I'm going to give you, during the ad break, quickly time to complete the debtors allowances. So let's go look at the debtors allowances, and then you do the same for me. Let's go and see the debtors allowances. There it is. And I'm giving you a question mark as well. So remember, I'm giving you the cost of sale price, that's 500 Rand. And who can still remember the markup? Again, the markup again, I gave it to you in the beginning of this segment, 50%. So go and calculate that 50% on the 500, the selling price. What did the debtor return? Add the column up nicely, and then show the 4 accounts. What 4 accounts? I'm giving you a clue. 4 accounts will be need to be adjusted now, because we have debtors allowances and we have the cost of sales. Hope you got it right after the ad. Guys, I know you got this right, so let's go and see. We said 500. Let's quickly get a color here. 500 over 1. And remember, we want now a bigger amount, so we have to say times 150 over 100, and then you'll get the 750 here, and then if you add this up, you'll get 750. Now, where do I place all these amounts? Remember, your sales won't be affected here. It will be your debtors allowances. Remember that. That's a trick. So your debtors allowances will have to go up, and then what happens to your debtors allowances? Your debtors control, your debtors control needs to decrease because they return to us. And then we're going to look at your cost of sales as well. Cost of sales going down on the credit side. But what are we getting back? We are getting back trading stock. So your trading stock will go up because we have the stock back. And as you can see, this stock was maybe damaged and we didn't place it back into our books. So we'll only use the 500. So let's go look at the T accounts quickly. The first one that we will look at is your debtors. So there it is. And remember, your debtors will go down here. There it is, going down with 750. And then what happens to your sales? Remember, sales won't be affected. Trading stock will go up. Let's go and see. Why will it go up? I'm going to go and look for it there. It's not there. So what should I do? Let's write it in. We have to say plus trading stock Y. We have cost of sales. There it is. We use the DAJ 500. Then we have to go to your cost of sales account. There it is. Let's go and see. Do we have it here? Let's go and see. Cost of sales again, DAJ. Remember, we can never use cost of sales in here. We need to use the word trading stock as we just entered it. Now, debtors done. Remember, debtors journal again. What happens in the DJ? It's when we sell on credit. What happens in the DAJ? That is when the debtor returns to me. And I hope you understand that in the debtors journal and the debtors allowance journal, we'll always have 4 accounts affected. Now let's go to the next 2 journals. Let's do the CJ and the CAJ quickly. So almost done with all these journals. Let's go and look at it. The creditors journal here. I'm giving you one transaction, and again, we bought from Shawa, it's 11,500 and 9,500 trading stock, and then consumables 2,000. So let's go and see, do we have the creditors control column? Yes. Do we have the trading stock column? Yes. The consumables, yes, it goes up, but we don't have that one. Let's quickly give you a minute to complete this in the general ledger. Okay guys, let's go and see. So firstly, our creditors control went up with sundry purchases. We bought different kind of things. So creditors went up on the credit side, and your trading stock also went up on the debit side. So remember, the assets going up on the debit. So let's go and look at your first one, your creditors control. Here it is. The entry needs to be on the credit side. We actually have more now. We owe more, 11,500. And then when you go to trading stock, there it is. I already revealed it. How much trading stock did we buy? We bought in total 9,500. So therefore we have more stock now. So let's go look at your next journal, which is your CAJ. There it is. And now let's see. They say the debit note was 003, so we return to Shawa. How much did we return? In total, 2,000. Now again, guys, when we return to the creditor, do we owe them more? Do we owe them less? Think about it a bit. And when we return trading stock, so as you can see, we return 2,000 rands worth of trading stock. Do we have more stock? Do we have less stock? Think about it. 1 minute. Guys, let's look at it. So again, your creditors control going down on the debit side, and then your trading stock going down on the credit side because we returned the stock. So your first T account, let's go to creditors. There it is. Let's go and reveal the answer for you. Sundry accounts, what did we return? 2,000. But now when we go to your trading stock, how much did we return? CAJ, 2,000. As easy as that. Now, the very new journal, last one for now, your general journal. So here again, I gave you the different columns. There's the debtors control and the creditors control. Now let's go and see, did I give you all the totals? No, I did not. So again, here we need to now go and see, how do I get this question mark? I'm giving you bad debts and Matsimbi. So we need to write off the bad debt of Matsimbi. I don't give you any other information. So what should I go and do now? I can't complete my general ledger, and I need to complete the debtors account in the debtors ledger. So let's go and see. Again, the debtors ledger for Matsimbi will look like this, and I will always say plus minus equals y, because it's a debtor and the debtor is an asset. Now, what's the best process of starting? I need to start with the first date of the month and then follow through. So now again, we now need to go and look for Matsimbi in all our journals and then do it in date order. So let's go and start with CRJ again. And as you can see, flipping through all my information again, and with accounting, we always have a lot of info. Now I'm going to use a color that I can show it very nicely. Let's use pink. There it is. So 10. On the 10th, we have Matsimbi, and there we see Matsimbi paid. So Matsimbi paid on the 10th, and when Matsimbi paid, he owes less. But now remember, this check came back. Here it is. Check came back. So let's highlight it. I think there might be another one here. There's the 23rd. We have, not the 23rd, the 3rd, excuse me. We sold to Matsimbi, so they owes you more money. So again, we have the 3rd, we have the 10th, we have the 23rd. Let's go look at this one. We have the 4th. He returned, so we have the 3rd, we have the 4th, we have the 10th, we have the 23rd. Yeah, again, let's quickly stop here at the creditors. Again, at the creditors, remember, we're not going to really be busy with the creditors now because we are busy with the debtor. So again, very, very seldom that we will find a debtor in our creditors journal or creditors allowance journal. And now let's continue. Let's go and see here. There's another 15, and here's a number 17. And I think we had to write this as 27, but we're going to now quickly complete it. Let's go and look at the full amount. I'm going to do it quickly with you. So again, let's go through everything. So the first one was on the 3rd. And as you can see, it's a little bit hidden there. It's the 3rd. We gave an invoice number 0102. And what journal did I use? I used the DJ, the debtors journal. Now remember, when we use the DJ, Matsimbi owes more. Where will he owe more? On the debit side. Now remember, he bought for 4.5. And now what do? I have to take the 12,000 here, and I have to add it to the 4.5, and then you will get your new answer in the balance of 16,500. But now, what is my next day? The next day was on the 4th. And what happened on the 4th again? Matsimbi returned goods to us, if you can remember, the DAJ. So it's again very helpful if you go and take all the dates down with the journal. So you can just go back to that journal and go and see if you can't remember. But I can remember because as you read the information, you need to try and remember the information. So again, it will be a credit note. Why will I use a credit note? Because I need to take the account down on the credit side, and therefore it will be your DAJ. And again, we will minus, as you can see, we need to minus the 750. Remember, you still calculated that for me. And then how do I get to my new balance? I have to say 16,500 minus 750, and then you'll get an amount of 15,750. As you can see, the next one was on the 10th. What happened on the 10th? He paid us. Remember, in your CRJ, he paid. So everything's still going very good. The CRJ we used. And if he pays, it will be on the credit side. Why? Because he owes less on the credit side. Because he did pay me and he used an EFT method, internet banking. Now, what do I do again to get this answer? Just to show you, I say 15,750 minus 5.5. And that will give me my answer of 10,250. Now what happened next? Let's go and look at the day. On the 12th, it's a check RD, and remember, that is when that check came back. So again, on the 12th, we said CPJ 5,500, and therefore 15,750. The next one, on the 15th, we charged interest on the overdue account. How much 200 Rand. So again, increase the account with it. And how do I get that 15,950? I say 15,750, guys, plus 200 gives me the 15,950. So therefore, how much do I need to write off on the 17th? As you can see, I need to write off the total amount, and the total amount will be 15,950. So let's go and fill it into the column in my general journal. There it is. And as you can see, we did charge there as well on the 15th for Matimbi. So again, on this credit column, I now need to put the full amount of 15,750, if I'm not mistaken, on there. Let's just go and double check. I'm talking too much, but let's go and see. There it is. The 15,950 is written off. So almost right. Let's just go and fix it. I thought I missed out the 200 Rand. So it's 950, and then in this column I need to say 15,950. Now guys, how do I close off the GJ? Firstly, I now need to go to all these accounts individually, and then where do I go? To each individual account. But now remember, there's a very big account that I'm going to be dealing with, and that's account number 1 here and account number 2 there. Your debtors control and your creditors control. Very easy. Whatever's on your debit side, you take to your debit side in debtors control. Whatever on your credit side, I take it to the credit side in your debtors control. Same thing with creditors, debit and credit. And this is the amounts you need to now take to debtors and creditors. And what will I write into debtors? Let's go and see. The debtors will have your journal debits, or another word that you can use is sundry accounts, GJ 200, and then you will see on this one we'll have 15,950. And again, as you can see, all journals are completed now. So let's reveal everything for you. What do I do now? I need to add the bigger side. There it is. I take it over to the other side. So that's your step 1. Take it over to the other side. Minus your smaller side. To get your balance, where will I take this balance? I will take it down onto the other side, onto the debit side for the next month. August the 1st, balance brought down 14,450. How do I do with the creditors again? Let's go and reveal the last accounts. Remember your account debits and your account credits. Again, add the bigger side, take it over to the other side, get the difference, again, minus the accounts, and then you can balance correctly on the credit side. And there you have it, guys. That's how you take all the journals to the general ledger and debtors ledger. Hope you got everything right with me. Hope you followed very nicely. And most of all, practice, 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 and then good luck with that exam. See you again soon. Bye-bye.